Okay, so it seems like recently a post has been going pretty viral, and it's to do with CDawg, who we've talked about on this channel quite a lot, especially whenever it comes to stuff to do with ironmouse and things like that. Now, obviously, some was like drama, some, obviously he's on the right side of drama, but it seems like he's been getting a lot of backlash over on Twitter lately over one clip that has been going pretty viral from the podcast. Obviously, they say CDawgVA hits the nail on the head of why people are so scared to like problematic media. So let's take a look at this clip, and then obviously, yeah, for context, and then we'll talk about some of the responses and what people are saying in response to this.
Younger people and audiences, well, older people too, have been like, they're like not brainwashed, but like fucking coached into like seeing things that are problematic and thinking like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is not a reflection of me or my character. It's like, bro, you played a game. It's like, if I played Sino Uta, doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm a #1 like stan of Uta. I love everything about it. It's like,
yeah,
I experienced the story that was on offer. Yeah. And I think people are afraid to jump or be seen playing games like this because they're like, it's like, bro, that is not even remotely close to the truth. And when you boil down conversations like that of discussing media like this, you are absolutely robbing any nuance in any way to discuss these things.
So yeah, obviously a pretty fair take, I feel like, this clip is fair enough. Now we'll go into why people are getting angry about it in 1 second. But yeah, obviously they're talking about a game, Sino Uta, which I think is a lolicon, like Erogay type game, right? And he's saying like, essentially you shouldn't be scared to like problematic media or to talk about problematic media because, it's just like one of those things, right? You shouldn't have to like be like, oh no, this is wrong or whatever like that, as he says in the clip, right? And yeah, obviously this person posts it saying he hits the nail on the head, but obviously now people are pointing out some previous clips and things saying, coming from the same dude that thinks you are a PDF for liking lollies. He said he's never said this and is aware that Joey and Giga are lolicons and is close friends with them. He does consider it weird though and pokes fun at it. Now, yeah, if you guys don't remember, obviously there was a couple of clips, for example, this one which went around of a figure of Sagiri from, I forget what it's called. Is it Eramonga Sensei? I think it's Eramonga Sensei. And obviously, yeah, she's like a younger character or whatever, and you can see he has a very different reaction to Joey and John.
What the fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, that I shout out Eramonga Sensei just for Gaunt. Everybody, round of applause.
Well done, Joey. Well done. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Joey.
Are we going to prison?
Even though I saw about 10 Eramonga Sensei figures along the way.
Why is there so many?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's popular enough, I guess. It's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly a fan of Eramonga Sensei, but this is actually a pretty solid figure.
I think you'd have the FBI knocking if you said you were.
Well, I mean, Gaunt should be used to that by now, right?
I'm okay not seeing the figure, you
sure?
It looks like a child's playmat there. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'll bring it out. I'll bring it out, don't worry.
The fuck is that?
I think it's supposed to symbolize Sagiri's, like, bed, right?
What happens in this anime? Why is it children's stuff?
Because she is a hentai artist.
She's
right?
She's she's the Eramonga Sensei.
She's the Eramonga Sensei.
Yeah.
And the brother, I believe, is an Eramonga author, right?
Author.
He's like,
yes,
yeah,
he is an author.
How do I remember more of Eramonga Sensei than
I don't know, man.
Bro, she's practically got like the fucking Cars bed, bro. What is that? she's not a hentai
Basically,
artist. Oh no, what the fuck? What the fuck is that?
So yeah, you can see he was a very responsive to that, right? And he's saying, what is that? Saying you can have the FBI knocking on your door, which obviously does imply a couple of things about people who like it, right? And yeah, Eramonga Sensei, as they literally kind of explained, is that kind of plot behind it. And yeah, obviously there's many people that feel differently on the anime, and obviously lolicons and lollies and all of this kind of stuff. We've talked about this many times on this channel, which again, you can feel how you want about it. And yeah, these kind of clips and stuff, his very like anti-lolly sentiment has been very known because they did end up getting dropped from a Blue Archive sponsor, which obviously has a lot of lolly characters within it, with ironmouse, Zentreya, Giguk, and then obviously CDawg. And all of them ended up getting dropped, so obviously ironmouse as well, and it became a whole thing. A lot of VTuber fans weren't very happy, but of course a lot of Blue Archive fans weren't very happy either that CDawg was being included within the sponsor, which I think was fair enough because, someone that doesn't like lollies being, doing a sponsor for a lolly game, it doesn't make sense. Why is this happening, right? So again, lots of people confused, lots of people like, why is this happening? And yeah, they're saying he's right. The issue is stupid people who don't understand that this is fiction. Consuming it means nothing about your character. The issue is people like CDawg who call Lolly disgusting and a literal child. That's why he was rejected when Blue Archive announced a sponsorship. So yeah, essentially what people are saying is, you know, he's very anti Lolly sentiment, which is, you know, it's kind of like this kind of problematic media that he's talking about here. Obviously, problematic is kind of a weird word to use. I would just say like controversial would probably be the better, you know, term to say, because obviously there is a lot of controversy whenever it comes to people speaking about lollies, whether you like it or not. It is just like one of those things that people argue over on Twitter, right? So, you know, that is something that he is kind of talking about and saying, you know, why are people so scared to like it and things like that. But at the same time, he is the same person that is like making people scared to like it, right? Because, you know, he's saying all of this kind of stuff within these clips and just essentially being very anti it. So what they're saying is that he is saying the kind of right message, but it's from the wrong messenger. That's the kind of common phrase that people use, right? Saying, I can't take this message seriously because Connor is saying it. He's like the main perpetrator of getting scared of problematic media. Saying tough to take him seriously when he acts like this about Sagiri, which is obviously the same clip that we looked at. Saying heartbreaking, the worst person you know, just made a great point. I think dude is trying to pivot now that he sees he was on the wrong team. CDawgVA is a scummy snake that will say whatever opinion gets him the most money and views. So some people are saying that he's like kind of switching sides now. Now, this original clip, I'm pretty sure is quite an old one. Again, I think it's a couple of years old. Or here it is. Yeah, yes, number 79. So it is a very, very old clip. But you know, there is chance that maybe his opinions have been changed because, you know, over the past year or so, no, well, not even year, maybe like past 3 years or so, my opinions have changed quite a lot on different things, right? As the more you find out about things, you look into it. And again, you know, I can understand that maybe his opinion has potentially changed on this kind of stuff, but obviously it hasn't been like obvious enough for people to know. But you know, people are still going to say, you know, he's a snake or he's trying to just get like the most viewership possible, trying to get on the right side of people, which again, I could understand, right? Saying these people are scared to like problematic media, obviously saying like a mirror. So a lot of people saying he's like one of the people that is scared to like problematic media. Saying, does CDawgVA have a 15-minute long attention span? People like CDawg himself talk massive shit about problematic media and it scares a generation that values approval by consensus. Then I think they're getting kind of out of touch with it, with their own environment. But as much as I agree with this take, it's just very strange coming from the guy who has had a history of not liking lollies and gacha games, but yet has no problem with accepting money to help promotion for Blue Archive, which is the gacha game with lollies. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what people are saying, right? I just kind of wanted to, you know, talk about it because I think it is a very interesting, you know, response that people have been having. Of course, there's also tons of quotes to this post as well. Saying one thing that frustrates me about younger people right now is not wanting to engage with something because it explores a topic that makes you feel uncomfortable. But I also think you need to engage with media that makes you uncomfortable within reason, which, yeah, I think that's true, right? You don't necessarily have to like it either. You could just like kind of watch it and see what it's about and, you know, make up your own mind on whether you like it or not. Saying, motherfucker, you helped foster this environment. Saying people are mocking his take and kind of rightfully so. Dude is on the forefront of denouncing problematic media, even in a room full of people who like it, on a show made for people who like it, with an audience of people who like it, he'll still scream at the top of his lungs about how heckin' problematic something is. So I wish he would have felt the same when he got backlash from the chuds in his fandom after he hung out with Hassan. So yeah, saying that's hilarious coming from this podcast. Saying, isn't this guy also scared? Saying, what are you scared of, a 4-letter word? Which again, yeah, I mean, you know, it is quite funny. Saying, I just wish they would straight up admit who is actually causing these problems. And I'm going to straight up say it because I don't care if people get upset. Back in 2020, thanks to everyone being locked in their room due to COVID, people had way more free time to do things they would have never considered doing prior to COVID. This gave way to the boom in streaming, content creation, gaming, and Japanese media, where many sectors within multiple industries started having massive growth in revenue and viewership. One of the main anime people latched onto in 2020 that boosted anime into the main stream was Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. They were vastly different from what newcomers had ever experienced from Western media, accompanied that with animation that is outlandishly great then it's no wonder it exploded. However, these people engaging with these two anime are still most likely individuals that would bully actual anime and manga fans for watching something like Food Wars or Nagatoro. Those two anime, truth be told, are considered normie anime. But the point is that they're so unfiltered than Jujutsu Kaisen Demon Slayer that it's cultural whiplash deemed problematic. Now, as for groups that are causing this, it's mostly the same people that ruined Western media and gaming with censorship, leftist pushing agenda. They have been infecting Japanese media prior to 2020, but it's only escalated thanks to the boom, where nobody could ignore the forced change taking place. Now, I will admit, I have seen the right wanting to censor anime and manga too. Yorch is a good example of that. We've covered Yorch quite a bit with the whole Stellar Blade drama on this channel, saying both sides just want to force change on the media that is vastly different. In fact, I'd say otaku culture is more hated and under attack than ever before. Just showing your room full of anime merch is considered problematic now. You accompany this with minority groups that make up 2% of the population that clearly want to farm rage baiting against anime. It's a recipe for disaster. So in conclusion, the bullies that threw you in the locker for Dragon Ball are now LARPing as anime fans in 2020s, which yeah, I agree with some of that as well. You know, I think there are 100% has been a huge boom since 2020 of a lot of anime fans. And I definitely, you know, I've known lots of people that have gone into anime over 2020 and things like that, which, you know, some of them, they don't care, right? They don't care about any of this stuff, you know, as in like, you know, they're not going to say it's problematic or whatever. They just, you know, got into anime from it. And I think, yeah, there is a big difference between the people that have joined and still don't like the kind of actual anime shows as well that have, you know, that are a little bit beyond your Jujutsu Kaisens and your Demon Slayers, right? And yeah, people that literally just watch the kind of surface shows. So it's interesting. As I said, it's a very interesting situation, but let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say about some of these takes and things that have been going on. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.